Ay, ba't yun ano, grande? Okay. Thank you, guys. Share the video. Share, share, share. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
What if?
What, man?
How
Welcome,
you do,
welcome,
how you
Doctor.
doing, buddy?
Yeah, good, 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 buddy. Hello, Ding. Hello, my Makui. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How you guys do? Welcome, happy. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Welcome to Lake State Media. For those of you who are please share the video. Let me see here. What is going on here? All right, how you doing, Majid Makui and Dr. Denby? Welcome to Lake State Media. Uh, for those of you who are watching, please share the video and we will have a discussion. Thank you, Dr. Deng Ding and Majid Makui, for joining us tonight. I'm waiting for Peter to come back. So, guys, you guys see our topic for tonight is, so we need to talk about you all of us see the news that break out yesterday that the government and IO and other position they agree that to select to appointed the governors. So Peter,
What is?
so welcome, buddy. So I want to give the floor to introduce it to us.
Ah, well, excuse me. I'm trying to settle myself here just for a second. Uh, hello. Welcome, everyone. Dr. Dane, my dear Makwe, Brother Madid, and all that are watching. Welcome to Lagos State Media. Simple as always, we do not have a copyright to the music we play. We play out of curiosity of YouTube. That's it. Tonight, we need to leave a partisan political side, leave it at home, come fresh. We were been looking for all the last couple weeks, couple days, a month. When are we going to have a governors? So far, the state are being chaired. The question remains: who would you like to see as your new governor? Why? You want a female, a male, a military general? I guess that's a common title we all were looking up to. So that's the question of discussion tonight. Other than that, welcome aboard, uh, Brother Day and my dear Makui. So I want to hear from all of you. Uh, I don't have particular say. I'm going to hold on to my opinion because always create a little bit of a, you know, and justify argument if I have to put my opinion ahead. So, my dear,
Yes.
yes, who would you like to have in your state and why?
Uh, well, man, I don't know how to. I would prefer woman this time,
Okay,
Peter,
okay. Now
because
you are talking. Now you are talking. Where are you from to begin with? Your state.
oh, my name is Major Mukwe. I'm from. You mean where I'm living now, or what state I'm in?
No, in South Sudan. It's okay. I know you are
I'm.
an American. That's
Uh,
okay. But in South Sudan.
okay, I'm from Old Lake State.
Okay. So you want a female in Lake State. Why?
Yes. Well, the man they tried since what? Since 2005, and there were nothing changed in our Lake State, which is Shaibet and
Okay.
Rumbek and Yerul. So what I would like this time, I would love to see female ruling our state. If there will be some changes in terms of security.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you would like to see a woman, and you're well. If I had to add, I would say okay. And what are your concerns? What would you like your governor to tackle within their one his or her 100 days in the office?
Number one, insecurity, internal,
Okay.
not external. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. It makes sense. Dr. Day? Okay, well, first of all, let me say thank you very much, the host of Lagos State Media and all Lagos State citizens, wherever you may be, and Lagos State viewers. Okay, that is my number one. Thank you very much, and I greet you all. I know I'm not from Lagos State, but as a citizen of South Sudan, I would love to put it.
No, well, I guess let me make myself clear. It is all entire 10 state of South Sudan. It's not only narrated to Lagos State. Now I want opinion from every single person from their own state. You know, who do they want to be a governor at this point? Is it a female or a male? If it is a male or a female, is it a civil governor? Is a civilian governor or a military governor? So, and the question is why, how? And then what do you want them to tackle within their 100 days in the office?
Okay.
It's a lot to digest. So
Okay. Well, again, I thank you. I know my jam was very brief because it was limited to Lagos State, and I believe that he will come back later on and add more.
no,
But first of all, it is clear right now that you can. It's not just Lagos State, but generally 10 states. Okay.
absolutely.
But my first thing I'm going to say, Peter, is that the decision that is made by the president Riek Machar, I'm very skeptical because it's not going to be. I'm worried that that decision is not going to be respected by IGAD. To be honest with you, because the protesting going on right now, even the invoice to South Sudan from IGAD, and the representative of IGAD said the decision made by Riek Machar and Salva Kiir Mayardit is absolutely against the CPA. I mean the um the agreement that made simply because they made only two decisions. The two people made decision, and of course you see so are not protested. That is the number one. Otherwise, if that would be in a state, I mean in each place like that, if it is a final decision, then in your state, I would not prefer a female, particularly for one reason. Of course, my brother Majan mentioned it about insecurity. I know men have tried it so much, but it's never been improved. But given the fact that everybody has a gun right now, almost I shouldn't say everybody, but at least maybe 25% of population in your state particularly has access to the guns. So I don't think, given the female, given our philosophy and perception about female, I think the security is going to be deteriorating. It's going to be too much a big problem. So I prefer a male to be for now. If we were actually a democratic state where people have to be chosen, or we have a very stable security, yeah, that will be fine for female to be a governor in Lake State. But for now, I prefer a man for that matter because I don't think it's going to handle all this situation going on now in Lake State. That's number one. And that's being a male. But would it be a general or civilian? So I would prefer a general that has never been, in at least in politics, because I know part of the problem in Lagos State is because of politicians, in Juba, all of that. So I would prefer a general because of two things. We have neighbors right now still fighting, and believe me or not, this peace agreement, I'm very skeptical of it. It's still not really a good peace to be. I mean, to being a civilian to lead the state. That is from your state. But when it's come from my state, yes, I would prefer a female because really we don't have problems with the female being scared, unless maybe the problem of a border. But that is actually handled by the military, by division. So states that are very peaceful, maybe they can try female, but again, it's very risky. Okay, it's very risky. It doesn't matter. So what do I want governors of 10 states in 100 days? Of course, first is to implement peace, because when they implement peace, people have a chance to cultivate. Because right now, the problem we have general is starvation.
So I want them to make sure that everybody in the state, in each state, understand that we need peace, we need reconciliation. That's number one. Number two, information about coronavirus. To be honest with you, our people, even though they are aware, they are still exposed to the COVID-19. Okay. Then three, if we have peace and we have maybe not, maybe free from COVID-19, which I doubt, okay, then we should have actually four great intervention that coming up. So I believe that these three things in 100 days, they have to focus on those three things. And then if they address those problems, I believe that, our country would be really in at least good, stable situations. And that is what I truly believe. Thank you.
Okay. Anyway, my dear, you are then one a general in your state.
I agree.
What do you think?
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Dean. What you say actually is true. But the problem is, if we were having like democratic whereby people will go campaign, the people in my mind I would have nominated. The first person will be Abraham Kenyawali. But since people don't have democratic, we will wait for that, and there will be a time. That's number one. Number two, the problem is, yes, I would prefer the general, which is never been appointed. But the problem to Kirmayadi, he's recycling the same people who are failures. He's the one recycling. So it's really very difficult. Now, within maybe tomorrow or next tomorrow, they will be the same faces Kirmayadi will appoint it, which is so sad. And this will develop the more resentment and hunger because they failed from the beginning. What they will do in second time, nothing. And that's the problem. Yes, you are right. In general Lagos State, not even 25% have a gun, about 90%. I went there 6 times. It's 90% have a gun, my brother. And that's one how to be handled is very difficult. For me, I don't even prefer disarmament because the disarmament have to be all general, the whole Southern Sudan. But if there's a particular place or particular people will be disarmed while the other neighbors, which is, can attack other people, so it is much better to let it go like that. So the reason I said women sometimes they can go to their own mobilization and talk to their kid, and tell them how painful the woman will be left without a man or a husband, or the woman will be left without children because her children will be killed. All these things, if really people listening and she can do her campaign, I think there will be changes. But I do agree, Southern Sudan is still not in 100% stable, whereby itself has sometimes prefer general instead of woman. Yet in some other peaceful say like will, yeah, woman can be a governor, which is fine. But most of the state, they need actually man, which is general. But what I don't like is recycling the same people. And if Selfa do it again in Lagos State, that's it. Lagos State will be in the ground. This is the facts. So, but I do agree with you.
I think I would differ with you two gentlemen just for a second. First of all you need is a law and enforcement. If we have a woman and she's there to enforce the law, I don't see a difference where would it be that much different, because after all, you guys just mentioned it. I'm not going to say you guys are contradicting yourself, but we have been having generals since the very beginning of the independent. Yet, what is the result? It have not stopped intercommunal fighting. It have not stopped all those section fighting at all. So it makes it difficult for an argument where you say, "Oh, we need general because the actually general is going to be the right person to enforce the law." It is a matter of enforcing the law, and how do you do that? It depends on your leadership.
But the problem, I'm sorry Peter, to cut you off. The problem is to impose the law. The people who are supposed to enforce the law are the one who broke the law before even they enforce it. So that's the problem. So the one who broke the law before they even enforce it. And if they broke it, how do I accept that? While he's or she's the one who broke the law first. And she's the one or he's the one who tell me, hey, Major, don't do this. And if you do this, you will be like this. But that's the one who broke the law first. And that's the problem now, dilemma in Southern Sudan. The one who are supposed to enforce the law, are the one who broke the law. So that's what I can add.
In addition to that, sorry, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Doctor.
But in addition to that also, Peter, as I mentioned before, the problems are not generals in the state or not governors in the state. The problems are the politicians in Juba, okay? The politicians are the one actually planting all these issues going on now in our community. I can give you an example of my community. Okay, my community when I'm going to take an example. When Governor Kwelagor was the governor, okay, Kwelagor is from Awul North. Okay, we are from the same area. So when he was the governor, he came in, to implement the law enforcement that you mentioned. Okay, he had a very high potential of improving the situation in the state of Awil, the state of Northern Barra Qatar. But guess what? Malone was the one controlling him. So whatever he decided as a governor didn't work. Yep. Because Malone was the one who came here in Juba. And even he was removed from the governorship for 6 months only because he said, I am the governor. I am the one to make bold decisions based on the needs of the people. He was forced out. Okay? He was forced out. If we were to take, those kind of decisions into our own hands, believe me or not, we would have been actually in a fire, just like other states. But our problem is this, we say, you know what? Nobody cares about whether Malung is taking out, Kwelagor. That's one good thing. Nobody cares about that. Nobody really, go into whether the clan or so on. But the problem, and I do know very much. I know I'm not from Lagos State, but I do have a lot of friends. Okay, whether from ground in Lagos State or whether here in abroad or whether even in Juba. Okay, most of the politicians from Lagos State are the one actually firing all these issues going on in Lagos State. Even though people don't really see them, that's one problem. Even other problems, so other states too as well. For example, Unity State, like Jonglei State, like other states, has always been all the politicians in Juba. So to me, yes, if we are a peaceful country, it is very good to see civilians governors, whether being a male or being a female. But see, now we are, as my brother Mary said, 90% of people have guns, and there's no way the government is going to disarm one of the communities where, in fact, other communities are enjoying having guns. For example, what happened in Warab? They were disarmed. What did the youth from, Unity State did? Yeah. So that's a problem. So in that case, it is going to be very difficult for a civilian person right now, to control those kind of people. I know it is very difficult, but indeed, the law enforcement will not work because the politicians in Juba completely restricted everything. I'm 100% sure right now, you Peter, you can be a governor of Lagos State. Okay? You can have a lot of thinking, a lot of potential. But if you go there, if the day you are appointed as the governor, believe me or not, you will think between one of the two. Either to go with what they say in Juba or get out of the power. Okay? So, and that's the problem going on in South Sudan. So I totally agree with my brother Majer. Salva Kiir Mayardit has to be very careful this time, even from our state. Okay? What I hear from people right now, they are appointing the same people, the same governors. Yeah. It's the same governors. Okay? That were in the gubernatorial position before and never did anything. But still never appoint another one. And that's the big problem. So we really need new blood, in this time for peace to go on well. But otherwise, I don't want to dominate talk. But these are just opinion. But I believe that your state needs right now not a major general that is tough, but at least liberal.
Okay.
to make
Okay.
peace.
Madid, hold on 1 second. I will let you jump in here, but I want to remind people this topic is not particular for Lagos State. It's generally the question is simple: who would you like to see as your new governor in your state? Whether you will be in Unity State, Upper Nile, Western Barkazal, as we want to know as South Sudanese. And if so, why? Why would you want that person? Either is it civilian governor or a military governor? Is it a female or a male? And what would you like to? I mean, what would you like to see in their first 100 days in the office? What are the obstacles that face your state, if not entire South Sudan? Okay, if it is entire South Sudan, what are the things that what are related issues that all the government should tackle at once? And the good example just came up of COVID-19. Uh, they all should have a plan for that each state, regardless whether they have money or they don't have money. Because after all, they have accepted to take that challenge. And they are the one actually going to go after the federal government to get money for their service so that they can deliver service to the people. So if you hear us talking about Lagos State, the question is not narrow to Lagos State. It's all of us. It's all 10 states. So Gabriel J. Kwan and Tafik, yeah, who do you guys want on your state? So not particularly on Lagos State. Madid, go ahead. Welcome aboard, buddy. Okay. Okay. I lost Madid. That's okay. So
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
yes, loud and clear.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Peter Ken and Dr. Deng Ding and Majid Makwei. The question is really interesting because and some of our viewers that watching, they should think that this question is abroad. It's not only Pacific Lake State. It's for all 10 state plus 3 administrative areas. You know what? My idea, I want to see the governors to be civil governors instead of generals. The power should be given to the people. So I'm against for those for all the people who are rotating, take the governorship and all same faces. They should. That's the two things, Peter. I like to see. Number one, I want to see the governor should be civilians. Number two, I
Your network made it.
Madid, your network is really, really bad. Your network connection is bad.
It's cutting off.
No,
Yeah,
Madid, it's
it's
not.
network.
Network is a big problem.
Yeah, but it is kind of well,
Madid, we
Peter.
can.
Yeah, we cannot hear
Mhm.
it. Peter and Dr. Ding, the only hope I'm hoping for is 2023. This where if people actually have been going to be elected by the community or by the people in the state, this where we'll have really change. But if the self-accumulated is still picking governors and governors going to pick the commissioner, nothing will change. Even 100 years, nothing will change. The only thing is a campaign whereby anyone can say, you know what, I want to run to be a governor, to be a commissioner, to be a Payama demonstrator, or to be a boomer, whatever. This is the only way. But since Kinmayari is the one who have a power, who can pick and fire and do whatever, nothing will change completely. And that's the facts. So the change will be coming when people are going to the fall. This is where will be people will be accountable. Because governors, whenever you are picked, they say, hey, Kiri, the one who picked me, I can do whatever I do. The same thing, Commissioner, and nothing completely would change because they don't go actually and work for the people. They go and work for themselves because they were being hand picking, so they don't care. Even though they get fired next tomorrow, they don't care about that one. He already get whatever he wants, and that's the problem in Southern Sudan. So the only hope is let us pray, so that if there's a way we call 2023, we should call 2023 to come quickly. That's the only way. Otherwise, nothing will change. Yeah.
Well, that is. I hope God will listen to us anyway. You know, to reach 2023 with peace. My problem is, you know, with all these rebellions, will we really reach? Will we really reach in 2023? That's the big problem. Yes, of course, I agree with you. If there will be election in 2023, I believe yes, all these people in the government have been in the government and have been to the government. They really need to be voted out because they have already consumed everything that the country, the citizens of the country deserved, to receive. It is very important. But I don't know how far can we really reach 2023, to have election. That's number one. Number two, I'm not even sure that we'll have election, by the way, to be honest with you. Because election is only good where we have first constitution in a place. A fair constitution that will be respected, whether a state constitution or whether a national constitution. Okay, election also is good when we have peaceful land and people live peacefully. All right. So this is where election is good because to be elected you have to compare. You have to go from state to state. I mean, in presidential
county. Yeah, county to county. If you are governor.
In presidential election, you can go from state to state, and then governor goes from county to county, commissioner goes from Boomer to. But in this situation right now, if we don't have peace in the country, believe me or not, some people will still appoint people, and for that time, our country is dead. To be honest with you, we saw Peter. We actually took the ground, but yes, let's pray to have peace by 2023.
And Doctor, people who are blamed, I blame those who are rebel, that they want to keep Kirmayari in the office. I blame those who are rebelling, that they want to keep Kirmayari. Otherwise, if they just have a civilian party without breaking away, there will be a change. But if they keep going in the bush again, Kirmayari, nothing will change. So I blame those who are rebel. Yeah, that they want keeping him in the power.
Anyway, thank you, gentlemen. Madid, welcome back. Anyway, you get cut out by network. I hope you fix it.
Yeah, I think we should go now.
Okay.
Hello, brother Nyako Mayom. What? Greeting. It's my turn?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, because you did not finish your statement before, because it was cut off.
Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you. Anyway, what I was saying before is that it's a good idea to see the governor, the citizen should elect their own governors instead of President Salva Kiir appointed governors. Because if the power should be given to the people, that should be a good idea that all these crises can be avoided. Because the too much power given to the president is sometimes the citizen can get the person that. Peter, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, Madid. I had a network connection. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I see you.
We cannot hear Madid, but we can hear you, Brother Peter. I cannot hear Madid.
Oh, you cannot hear me? What about now, Nyako? Can you hear me?
Michael, can you hear Madid? Hold on 1 second. Go ahead, Madid.
Okay. So, Majid, you guys can hear me too, right?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay. So that's what I see, guys, because I see that we need the governors should be, the citizens should elect it. people should go to the election. So like people can recognize like election day, and then the citizen can go and choose who they like to be their governor. And those contests, those people who are running for the position should come up and say that they can debate with each other, say that this is what I could do, so that the citizen can hear from it. But if the president is always appointed all the governors, I think all these political going on in South Sudan could not stop. So, and this is what I was saying, that I'm not happy with the way that always the president is always appointing the governors, and and that's what that's my opinion. That's what I think should be a good idea, because if South Sudan become a stable country, and then give the power to the people. So instead of the military ruling, so because what I see now in South Sudan is a military ruling, it's not a civilian ruling. So, and if the power given to the citizen, that should be a good, and country should be governed by the civilian, and the military should be stay where the military should take care of the country and protect the country from aggression, from rebels, from any other navies. That's what I think. So I can stop here and give the rest the chance to speak. So now, can you hear me?
Are you there, Peter? I'm Peter Chiago, and you have to welcome Michael there.
Okay, now go ahead. Let me give you a plot.
Michael, you are given go ahead by Medit. If you don't hear me.
Sorry, guys, I have a network problem. I think, I don't know what happened, but Michael, go ahead.
I think Michael is a ping web and data.
Ran jama sa gulo cha
Yeah, I
ping
don't think
lakin
he
ayun
hears us.
jama
Yeah.
cha ka ping.
Okay, and
Kira.
Michael. You go ahead, because the question is, the question
Go ahead,
is,
Michael.
are you,
Okay.
you know the topic, right?
I know the topic about when was that about ping yesterday. I will haja.
Okay, go ahead. I can
I will have a
problem in
Peter,
network.
no network problem.
Okay, first of all, I will say, in the name of Allah, the Magnificent, the Merciful, أو باللغة العربية بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده حمد الله وازي رحمة علينا كتong mon jang kaman balul we ga waba kale yani waba ka cho wa atien nyali pir bakan chola wala balul atien nyali pir ku nyali ana bakan ye ka lech cheno ba kul kan chan bugam nyali kan ye ka lech I know no ka ya ka den nyali jo mendel lakin kan ya ran chol hata ten ka nyali te piren te chen ti ko to ka ran nyali ya le chol to o ka nyali ya ba la ko ya ba la long ko nyali ya ba la tol Kuelwe got nyale benyai by and to separate the religion from the state, which is actually is good. And it's not ever about to believe in God. Like in the end of the day, I will never shy away from my belief that without God, Jesus without me, you can do nothing. Today that without God, I can do something. It's a lie. You can be civilized, you can be educated, you can be whatsoever you are. Like in the end of the day, your breath came from God, Lana, because it's written in the first book in the life that I form a human being from the dirt, and then He breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. That's not the topic, but the topic is this. It says the government. No, that's Madit, my brother Madit. But let me go to the the topic. I wrote it down so I don't want to be behind from what I was saying.
Yeah, it just what do you want in your state to be a governor? Either civilian or general or a lady or a
Yes,
woman.
I want to go through
Yeah.
that. Yes, because I just don't want. Do you want an uninformed? It's not actually a civilian. You said an informed. Uninformed, uninformed or civilian, uninformed military or civilian governor, male or female. Why? Taban is so many questions. It's not only one question. What concerns would you like your governor to tackle in his or her first 100 days in the office? You are all invited. First of all, I want to thank you as Lagos State Media. And actually, I want you to be proud. If you are a member of Lagos State Media, I want you to be proud of yourself, to be honest. Because all the issues that you always ask are something concerned with a national, not just Lagos State. And all the time I say Lagos State is the motherland of South Sudan. Whether you like it, some other of you will be jealous, but I don't worry about that. But I want to say it. It was a fact. When I talk, I don't talk with just I want to talk. I talk with a fact and evidence. The center of the SPLA, SPLM, the headquarters was appointed by late the first vice president of Sudan, and who used to be a commander in chief of the rebellion and the long revolutionary movement in Africa, which is SPLA, SPLM. Dr. Jongre Namabiri said that Lagos State is the headquarters of Sudan, not just only Southerners. Even all of them. Malik Agar is entitled to go to Rumbek. Abdulaziz Al-Helu is entitled to go to Rumbek if they want to be liberated. Our brother in Darfur, which is Abdul Wahid. Abdul Wahid is welcome in Rumbek because that's the headquarters of the revelation of the people of South Sudan. That's our motherland, and we will never forget it, which is a Lagos State. And you should be proud of that. And it's very emotional when I talk about it, because a lot of people, they don't know why that place was chosen to become our center of the liberation. From what? From tyrannous government and governance system that came in Sudan before the Anglo-Egyptian colonization, or after the independence of Sudan. Just be proud of that, please. If you are from Lagos State, be proud. And your question is always legitimate. And I want to answer based on your topic. Do you want an informed military or civilian, male or female? And why? To be honest with you, Lagos State, it doesn't matter who is going to be my governor. But let us talk about, first of all, about the uninformed. Uninformed in what? When we say uninformed, it is actually a very broad topic. Uninformed in what? Because first of all, we should have two constitutions that governing us as a people in Sudan or in South Sudan. We have the national constitution that should be every citizen of South Sudan should be aware of. And then we should have a constitution of the state that actually will govern even the governor that I want. I don't know, are you asking me an informed governor in the national constitution or in the state constitution? Because every state should have their own constitution, and based on that constitution, a governor or whoever is coming should rule people based on the constitution, not about who he is or where he's coming from or whatever color he is?
Yeah, that's a good question, Brother Nyakol. You know, my understanding in South Sudan don't have, a state don't have a constitution, what I know so far. They have only one constitution, which is a South Sudan constitution. And that's the reason why you see President Kiir is always appointed the governors. If the state has their own constitution, the state should elect their own governors and local position like mayor. But South Sudan don't have that. And that's the reason why we had this question. Why South Sudan don't give a power to the people so the state can have their own constitution and the federal government, which is national government, where the president, vice presidents, and other representatives can have that power, but the state should have their own constitution that they can elect it, their own governors and local government. So that, I hope I answer your question.
And also before Michael go, I don't know other state.
Before you do that,
when we were,
so
okay,
maybe
okay,
so you don't get confused. You put your note down. Brother Madid, to be honest with you, your answer is a good answer, but at the same time, it's not convenient answer. Why do I say this? Because actually, President Kiir Mayadit, he doesn't appoint the governors. According to the South Sudan constitution that I have, he does not appoint the governors, but he has a right to remove the governors according to South Sudan constitution. When I say this, if the president feels that the governors in their state there are some insecurity going on, he can remove them. That's his right as a president of South Sudan. But all the states, they all have a constitution. All the states, they have a constitution since even before the peace agreement of CPA, before South Sudan became a nation, when it was still a region. According to our old constitution, Sudan Gadimda, every state has a constitution. Why? Because that's why the people, the governors, they go for election. If you can recall, when Angelina Teng lost the election in Unity State, and Georgia Thor lost in Jungule State, that was based according to the constitution of the state itself. That's why we have something called Council of the States. If there is no Council of the State, if there's no constitution, then we don't have something called Council of the States. But the problem, my brother Madid, our people are not aware about their national rights based on the constitution or their state rights. Our people, most of them, their mind is still in the Nizam Tajesh, the commander, the man, Georgia Thor, Masak Atar, Georgia Thor, governor of Atar, and then everything that has to be run according to Talimat. Like now we have become a South Sudan. If we become a South Sudan, I think our job as a people, good citizens, and actually it's the work of the government. There's a brother who spoke before me, and when I just came, I agree with him in one thing. He said that I blame the rebellion.
That's what me.
Who was that?
That's what me. I was the one who said I blame the rebel.
Those who are rebel. What's your name?
Me, Majir
Makoya. I agree with you when you said that one. I agree with you 100%. And that's actually our people are confused on that rebellion period. Because actually the best constitution of the country all over the world is the constitution of South Sudan, even though it's a transitional government, constitution. Constitution of South Sudan, it grants child protection. You see today people are talking about early marriage and all these things. Government, constitution of South Sudan, if people read about it, is protecting the child, protecting the woman, protecting everybody's right, giving everybody a right. But because when the rebel broke out, and when the rebellion broke out in South Sudan, they confused our people. And that's what the rebel do actually, because they are unorganized organizations to distract the nation's attention. I mean, to distract the people attention according to what their country can offer to them. That's what they're doing. To be honest with you, I agree with you on that. That's why, my brother Madid, I don't disagree with you that much. But there's always a constitution of the states and there's a constitution of the country. But our people, they don't have a time to know this. And we don't blame the government of the state, and we don't blame the national government. Because when the country is under what we call a state of emergency, which is rebellion, it is very hard, Jamana, the people to understand. And everybody is seeking refuge, everybody is seeking safety. Even the government itself is fighting to prove itself to stand there to maintain the country. So my brother, to be honest with you, no blame to be given to either government of the state or government of the national or our national government. But based on your question, I would say no. To be honest, I would not love a governor or a caretaker that is not informed with the constitution of our state or national constitution. I will never. That's my question to you, the first question. And number concern, would you like your governor to tackle his in first 100? First of all, every governor, like me, I always say that to me, and I encourage the young people, including you, Madit, and everybody, Peter, and all here. I always say, you, before you think about the national government there, it's good for you to study from your hometown, because they're your house. You clean your backyard first before you go to big people. What I would like my governor to tackle, like me now, I'm from Ruang Estate, to be honest with you. And now, if I will ask you to allow me to express my gratifications to the government of South Sudan and to the President Kiir, that actually and to Dr. Riek Machar to come to the solution of what do you call the state problems that there are point today, the governors. But when I come to my administration, I want to thank President Kiir personally to give Ruang people their own administration, and to appoint somebody from the SPLM IG to become a governor, even though I know he's not well qualified, to be honest. We have people who are more qualified than Mabek in Ruang Estate. But I would like to ask my caretaker or the administrator of Ruang Estate, Mabek Delang, to work with those people who are well informed, and not to come with that chibubana pionatiel arka shabi la nang kajwa rare wrong ekelwele ka kajwa bye be Quran that one mon jang wa rare ko tum chipyo chelo jama that wangi chan bye wangi biloi loy chit governor wan lu shoren mabong Lawrence Mabok is a very well educated, very well qualified to become a governor and to become a president and to become a minister of interior, because he's a guy who studied from police academy. Min mulazim bedabur lahadi. He worked all over the Sudan. But I would love all the governors, whether you are from the IG, انت زول كنت في حركه شعبيه ولا انت كنت قاعد في السودان ولا انت كنت قاعد في السودان قديم ده, you need to work with the sons of the states for the interests of the state and for the interests of the civilians of the state. And that's what actually I'm asking my governor to do, to work to unite the people of the state, not to have a conflict in the state, because in my area we need water, we need a clean water, because in Fanaru we have a pollution of the oil, because we are actually an area of the oil. I want my governor to work very closely with all the intellectuals of the Ruang administration, sons and daughters, without any discrimination, to stop that notion of Ana Rafata Sila, I am the one who was fighting in the bush, you were not in the bush. That's bullshit. I want that bullshit to stop. and people to see in themselves in they are all South Sudanese. And that's what my demand I want, Ustaz Madid, or Lagos State in general. And thank you.
I have another question follow up, Brother Yakol. You
Yes.
say,
Okay, yeah. I will answer him later on.
okay,
I'll
go
give you a
ahead,
chance later on
my
to
dear.
answer. Actually, I disagree with you, Brother Michael, on the term of that Southern Sudan have or the state have a constitution. Since 2005, when John Garang appointed the governors, he was handpicking, but he mixed them up. There were no constitution was guiding them. It was manifesto of Australia was guiding them. Then when John Garang unfortunately died, and Kir Mayari becoming a vice president of Southern Sudan, the people were running on the old law of Sudan in 2010, including Kir Mayari. But when Southern Sudan separated in 2011, there was only a universal law, which is constitution is still existing now. There were no state law. Whenever the Kir Mayari appointed, he's the one actually appointed people. Yes. What you would have said is that because Kir Mayari have a consultation with the politician of that state, I can agree with that. But appointing, he's the one who appointed. There was nobody elected since 2010. There were no. Since 2010 until 2011, then Kir Mayari began appointing the governors. Coming to the state law, I don't know other state, but in my former Eastern Lake state, there were no state law because we were having 3 governors in 3 years. 3 governors in 3 years. So in that sense, there was no even time for the governor to write his or her constitution. So there were no actually state constitution. I don't know other state, but all I know in my former Eastern Lake state, there were no constitution of the state. They were just governing the people according to the jungle law. That's only what I know. Until we settle by election in 2023, hopefully, this is where the state can go, the governor who are elected can go and sit down and call all the leaders, including chief, permanent chief, and sub-permanent chief, and all Alametul, and then write the constitution. What I know so far now in actually in Southern Sudan, most of them that are even real is still using Sudan law. That's what I know. So I disagree with that. Kir Mayari is the one who pick people. What I can agree, if you said that Kir Mayari sometime is the one the people consulted him or nominated, that the people in Juba, not people in the areas. Like the Yerul, they have no idea. They only know, okay, Mr. Rek has been appointed in Juba. That's it. They have knowledge. They have no knowledge about him or her. It's only people who are in Juba that the one who knows who should be going to be picked, because it's all about lobbying. That's what I can add. And there were no, actually, in my former Eastern Lake State, there's no law. There's no state law. This is my observation. I went there 6 times, and I stayed home in the village for 2 months to 3 months sometime. And I observed the only people are having law that all Salatin, that they want actually have their own law. Rather than that, it's all jungle law. Thank you, Madid.
Yeah, thank you, my Democrat. That's good. I will let you respond, Nyako, but let me give you a chance to our brother Abu Zlai. Welcome to Lens Media. Can you unmute yourself? I will give the floor to you. It's your turn. Unmute yourself. Let me unmute you. Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you, brother Madid, for welcoming me. And I also thank those who are listening, and our brother Miyakol and the guests. You know what, Madid? You asked a very good question. Who is going to be a governor for a state? That's a very good question. For me, as a Central Equatoria, I would like to see who the Michael to be my governor in Central State. That's what I can see. And I've got a lot of reason. Why? First, we need to promote gender equality. That's one. Who that can be my governor in the Central State? Because I want to promote gender equality. That's one. Number two, Huda is not my tribe. I'm from Fujulu, but Huda from Mundari. Yeah. Number two. Number three, Huda is a very strong person that I've never met her, but through conversation and talking, she's a very strong person. That's number three. For me, I would like to see Huda to be a governor of Central Equatoria. Full stop. Full stop. Because I don't like tribalism.
Right.
Indeed,
and that's a good point, because those small tribes should be given a chance to go together. And if we can, like back in during the movement, I don't know, it's during the movement, back in beginning in 1983, until when the SPLA were getting sorted part, there were like people from Victorian can come to Lake State, like to be governor there, rural area there, and then people from Lake State can go, take it somewhere. And this idea, that's what a lot of people like to see it.
And that's what John Garang did in 2005.
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. And that should be a good way to let this tribalism die out. But that choice, it seems like people are not interested in it. But for those states that there's small tribes, like in Lake State, for example, we have other non-Dinka and they are in Lake State, like Jurbel. Jurbel, yes, Jurbel, we have Jurbel, right? In Agar area.
In Agar, yeah, Wulu.
So these small tribes within the state, in Lake State or in other state, like Bargazal, like Jurchol, for example, which is lower Jurchol, those people can give a chance rule. And then this is where we can bring it. But let us focus here with the to come back. So because we need to talk about the constitution. If we have a strong constitution that gave people, that's where there will be a strong the leadership and strong that there will be no those like, okay, this governor will be, because President Salva Kiir now have everything. So he can appoint you tomorrow, today and tomorrow, he can degree you out tomorrow. But if the constitution, like state can be given to their own constitution, and the power should be given to the people, people can go and appoint, elected their own person that they choose that can do their will. And I think there will be no differences and any issues going on in the state. So what do you think about that issues? Brother Yakol?
Medit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Medit?
Yes.
Yeah. I would like to say, Tom, miracle, sometimes you are too controversial. And
It's not a topic of today. It's not a topic of today, please.
Yes,
Please, you're wasting time.
I'm just saying.
Please, you are not topic of
I'm just
today.
saying.
Please,
Okay.
listen to Miracle of today. Don't worry about Miracle of yesterday. Let us base on this.
I'm saying you are too controversial because the statement you are putting some time doesn't bring unity. يعني it doesn't bring unity. يلا انت بتتكلم بالعربي ذاته شنو؟ عربي ده تورينا عربي. It doesn't work like that way. ده way. احنا كنا بنعرف عربي. كلنا بنعرف عربي. You know? You cannot put an statement بخرجنا جنوبين. No. That's working. حاجة اللي بتحصل هسه what we are saying now إن دايرين ناس منو ذاته will lead us. That's what we need. Who to lead us? That's what we need. كانت الدينكا ولا نويل.
You know, the leadership,
That's what we need.
the leadership, like right now, at the moment,
Yeah. We need leadership.
Right now in South Sudan, what we are saying here is still far away from like 10 years or 20 years from now. Because what we want is like
leadership.
Hello?
That's what we need.
Yeah. So yeah, Yakron.
Yeah, Brother Madid. Brother Madid, please, it's not good when people divert from the topic and go somewhere else, like what my brother Abdullah Leila is talking about today. The statement that I said, I did not say any statement. He says you sometimes. He's talking about the past, what Miyakol we used to say. But today we are based. It's not about Miyakol today. Our brother, you need to understand, it's not about Miyakol. You know, my brother Abdullah Leila, you need to understand, because you want to ruin this topic, please.
Yeah, no. So he's okay, because I was very careful. I realized that he's not out of topic, because I hear him. He's not, because we need to stay away from those out of topic. Let us focus to the topic, and I know that our brother get him go away from that, so it's good. So go ahead. You unmute yourself, Nyakol.
Because the reason why I say this, because Madid, let me tell you this, because I'm very proud to be Dinka Awal Haja. Awal Haja, I'm very proud to be a Jiang. And I'm very proud to be a Dinka. I'm very proud to be a Monjang. And I have this logo. I say that if you see Monjang is going down, there's another Monjang behind him. And when my brother here attacked me, and he want to talk about the past, and I want to keep myself in the position of the topic and respecting your logo today. And he went to back. He said, Miyakol, you sometimes. It's not Miyakol today. And I allow him to speak. And now you, Madid, you don't want to allow me to let you know what is wrong. And that's what I say all the time. If you see Monjang, if you are a Dinka that is very sensitive to another Dinka to speak, and this is how they always destroy us in South Sudan. And that's how they destroy the system in our country. This is how they try to destroy.
I didn't stop you, your brother, to stop. You speak, I give you a platform to speak. But make sure that let us focus to that topic. And I know
you
that
should have told him. You should have told him that. You should have told him that today is not about Miyakol. Don't worry about Miyakol. They used to say, today Miyakol. What is Miyakol talking about today? Is talking about the topic. Right. I talked to you about you. I answer your question. What kind of governor that I want? And I talked to you about the constitution of South Sudan. And I talked to you about that if there is a constitution in the state or not. But when this guy say he want to come here, he want to whatever I used to say, he want to come and
just tell us who is your governor. Tell us, because I said already, my governor will be Huda Michael. Full stop. Just tell us who's your governor.
I don't have a governor because I don't have a state.
That's why
you don't know. then you don't know who is. Then you don't even know who I am.
It's a man of position. Tell us who's your governor. Full stop. For me, I choose as an Equatorian, Central Equatoria, as a leader. I said my governor will be Huda Michael. Full stop.
It's not about
Just tell us the governor.
Yeah, my friend, if you can excuse, it's not about today to tell us who is your governor. It's about what you want your governor.
But the question is already there. The question already there.
Okay, guys. Now,
The question already there.
From that argument, I understand, because you know what we are saying here, because the government are not here yet. We don't have the
man. Yeah, Madid, can you please? Let me say. I think our brother here is reacting. He did not understand the question, because your question is not about to tell people who is your governor. Is to actually your second question about what you want your governor actually to tackle within the 200 days. Am I wrong or right?
100 days.
100 days, right? 100 days. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, you're right.
Okay, then your host, your guest here is totally wrong. You want me to tell him who is my governor, and that's not the topic of today. It's not the topic of today. It's but about what I want my governor to tackle within the 100 days.
Yes.
Then then you are Madid Kamani, you need to be a good moderator. You need to tell person, what you're talking about. It's not what I asked Miyakol, because Miyakol want to go according to your question.
Okay, we have 3 questions, Miyakol. Let's break this more. One question is say, who do you want to see as your new governor? Question number 1. Is it those governor that you want to see? Is it that governor will be on uniform, military uniform, or civilians governor? That's question number 2. That's what you want.
That's the question number 1. Actually, it's not number 2. It's number 1.
Yeah, we have question is number 1. I put on the screen. I put the question on the screen.
Yes.
And that would be a male or female, and why?
Who do you want to see as your governor or your new governor? On and
uniform, like a military uniform or a civilian governor.
Uniform, military or civilian governor, male or female. And then I answer you this in the beginning.
Why?
I think I answer you from the beginning. Huh?
Yeah, go ahead. I say you want to answer that part.
I answered that part in the term when we talk about uninformed. Because uninformed, what do you talk about? Informed to uninformed, what kind of informed? Is it how the state can be governed, how the civilian is, how the law can be taken, how agriculture can be doing? Then I told you that that thing, it has something to do with the constitution, because you cannot be a leader of people when you are saying you are uninformed. Then you should be uninformed about, because anything, even you legislate media, you must have a regulation that how this media can be run. That's what I told you from the beginning, that let us go back to the constitution of the states. And all of you say that, oh no, we never have a constitution of the state. And then I want to prove all of you wrong. Even my brother Majar, I like the way he talking.
Okay, Nyako, let me explain this one more thing. And uniform is not informed. It's a person in the military. Like, for example, when you are in U.S. Marine, in Marine, you are using a uniform, a military uniform. That's what that means. That are not uniform. So I want to make that clear.
Uniform, okay.
And uniform.
Okay.
A man in a uniform, like a military, like a general, for example, in Lake State, let's choose General Marial Chanwang. He's in uniform and he's a military general, and he's one of the person that running for the governorship in Lake State.
Right.
So that's the meaning of it. That's a uniform person who wearing a military uniform, not a uniform. So that I want to make that clear.
No, you're right. No, yeah. No, you're right. Then I missed. You're right on that. Then
okay.
You mean yes.
Because like and uniform, so like
uniform. You mean uniform, military, or something like that? Okay.
Yes.
No, I got it. To be honest,
the reason why we put that one, Brother Nyankon, is because South Sudan right now in governors, all the governors shoot at the generals. There's no civilians. So, which is what we want to do, because what do you want to see now, in your state? What do you want to see? Do you want a general in uniform to be your governor or civilian?
To be honest with you, that's a good question. To be honest,
or
let me apologize.
If that person would be a male or female?
Okay, let me apologize first. Let me apologize.
Yeah,
let
go
me
ahead.
apologize. Let me apologize to my previous statement, because the way I look at it in uniform, it sounds to me like, because when I see military slash, I thought maybe uninformed. I just put it as I read it as an inform, and that's my error. And I want to apologize on that, because all the statement that I said from a previous way, I just read that as an inform. An inform, I thought maybe somebody who were not aware how the government can be, how the state can be governed, and I apologize on that. Please forgive me, please.
You're welcome. No problem. No problem.
Yeah, please forgive me on that. But let me just answer accordingly to what I just understood right now, because I just wrote it here, that uniform slash military or civilian governor. To be honest with you, short and a long story short, it doesn't matter to me if you are in a uniform or you are a military, as long if you understand the constitution and the regulations and the laws that actually of how you can be a governor in that state. That is my answer, because anybody who is coming to the office, even the president of the United States of America, he will never act out of the constitution. Constitution is the one that dictates how you can run the state. It doesn't matter. And I will tell you, me as a Miyako, I'm a soldier. I rather have a uniform governor than somebody who's a civilian. Do you know why? Because our haja kanda askarita police, like the governor that I used to have when if you go back to 32 state, Ruang state used to be a state before it became now a demonstration. You know the guy who was the governor, the last one, Lawrence Mabok. Lawrence Mabok could have been. I've been recommending this guy because I know this guy personally. I live with him in the house. When he was actually just somebody, he was a student, hardworking. His father was not there to support him for the education. He was a builder. He worked as a builder to build himself up until he went to high school. From high school, he went to the police academy in Sudan, in all Sudan. From police academy, Kajanubi, he was actually the first police South Sudanese man to work in Jazeera as a police officer. He went to the point where he became a colonel, or until Sudan was separated. So he knows the law, how في قانون بتاعنا في السودان القديم زول درس أنا زول كزول شرطي بنعرف قانون اسمه قانون أشغال الشرطة. He knows what are the roles of the governor. He knows what are the roles of the police. He knows what are the roles of the military. He knows what are the roles of the correction officers. He knows all this. So this guy, when he was appointed to become a governor in my state, I was really very happy and encouraged the people of my state. I say, now we have a man who knows how the state can be governed, because he worked in the state. He started from the crash. He's crashed like President Kiir. So I was very happy. So to me, it doesn't matter if you are in civilian or you are in a uniform, but I rather have a uniform who is well informed about how the state can be run. That's my answer. That's the first answer. And Madid also, I want to answer you, to be honest. Madid, there is something that you said earlier. What is my... Yeah, Madid. Madid, there's something it should be... okay, that is a part of this.
Yes, go ahead.
No, I think I answered you, Zadu. This thing, it has something
to
do
with... So, yeah, you answered it, yeah.
Yeah, yes. Go ahead. That's the first
okay, when you give the chance we have a Guadalupe in stock. Guadalupe, welcome to the state media. Make sure that before
my question, Medit.
Speak.
My question, Medit.
Yeah.
My question. Let Miracle say Munu Yabukon governor Apanal. Full stop. Doesn't
May I answer? May I answer, please? May I answer, Ahmadid? May I answer? May I answer, Ahmadid? And Akunda Kun Murta? May I answer?
Yeah,
Okay.
answer me.
Okay. حسب الدستور تاع جنوب السودان. يا اخي انا مياكل ده انا عارف ده منامره نفسه هناك. ما انت لازم ترشح نفسك انتخابات لان قانون تاع جنوب السودان بيقول لانه governors ما ضروري انه مياكل لايك منو ما ممكن يقول مياكل زاد انا زاد اكون governor. لكن اذا انا قلت انه انا مياكل زاد اكون governor بتاع upper Nile state, if that's the answer you want, مياكل زاد I want to be the governor of
yeah, just tell me that you want to be the governor.
Okay. Brother Abdul, okay, let me leave it that way. I don't want you guys to go back and forth, because let us leave that way, because the question is that right there. Let me move to the next person. Golajan, welcome to Let's Stay Media.
Madid, please. Madid, please. Sometimes don't react, please. Just calm down.
No, I will come back to you guys.
No, respect him. Respect his answer. Respect his question. And respect my answer. And actually, based on my answer and his question, let the next people answer if you don't want to answer it. To me, Miyakol, I answer to respect his opinion too, and because he wanted me, because he's not well aware about the constitution. But Miyakol is talking within the constitution.
I'm not talking about constitution. I'm not talking about constitution. I'm talking about the question being raised there. That who do you want to be a governor? That's question.
That's question I answered already.
That's the question. For me, I said it very clearly.
It's about you.
As an Equatorian.
It's not asking about the name. It's asking about whether it's civilian. You did not understand the question. The question is...
As an Equatorian, I said it very clearly.
Okay.
As an Equatorian.
Okay, guys.
As an Equatorian, as a leader, I said very clearly, you know, Huda Michael will be my governor. Full stop.
Okay. Thank you, Badul. Let me give the chance to our brother Walajan.
Thank you.
Walajan.
Thank you.
Hello, Madid.
Yes.
Mute me, please mute me, so I don't interrupt. Please mute me.
Okay, I want to say hi to you, Madid, and brother Miakol, and Abu Leila, and I saw Peter was coming here. I wanted to greet our audience, the people of South Sudan, who are listening across the country. My name is Dolarjin, as many of you know me, the leader of the UPSS, Union Party of South Sudan. Quickly, you know, when we talk of governors here, the selection of governors, I saw the ridiculous list of the allocation of the power sharing between Salva Kiir and Riek Machar. And I know, you know, your question is a valid question, but as our brother Miakol put it right, you know, I don't think it is just matter. It doesn't matter at all to whether a governor will be a female or a governor will be a male in any allocation, because our generation right now, even our girls who were put down by our cultures in South Sudan, right now they are able to climb that ladder, and there are so many educated women or female in South Sudan, but because of tribalism, they can't get anywhere. Leave about women, even men themselves. So now, if we discuss about who is to be governor,
is it tribalism or gender?
You know, gender is not a problem because gender has changed across the world, but it's specific in South Sudan. What is keeping the women, our women, down is tribalism, because tribalism, you know, is everything. And I will come to that later.
But brother, I disagree with that point, because it's not a tribalism, it's keep our women down. Because can you see, because in the government, in South Sudan government, 30% or 35% is given to the woman, right? But if we talk about the position of the agenda issues, we can separate, we can different from agenda and tribalism. If you talk about the tribalism issues, that means that in Lake State is a Dinka. Okay, for example, I'm giving you an example here. Lake State is a majority is a Dinka, and the majority who are given the position are the men. It's here. Can you see here? It's agenda issues here. It's not a tribalism, right?
Yeah, you know, one thing that you guys you don't understand about tribalism is that tribalism sometimes can damage somebody for a long time and people don't know. So whatever you are experiencing here on social media, it is a practice that has been practiced maybe for 10 years, and we are seeing the effect of it right now. So whatever is been done since 2011, if the tribalism was actually eliminated in our country, right now, people will be thinking of good ideas, like can we give our women a way actually that they can feel like we are the same, and you don't put them down. So that kind of thinking will never come from men from South Sudan unless the tribalism is out from their brain. But this is a long history. If I start talking about it now, I'm not going to answer your question because it's a big thing that I wrote about it. So it's a big story about it. So what in short, what we are discussing today is about the selection of governors. And what I'm saying here, whether you come as a woman, whether you come as a man, whether you have a military background or you don't have a military background, it doesn't matter at all. What is matter here, there are two things that define a leader or define a good leader. One is that you, Madid, you get me, Madid? I think.
I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Because like I'm okay. Yeah. Well, you know, there are two things that define a leader. If we want a leader to be selected, one is that a leader must be wise. So even if you put somebody who is not wise because you select them because they are from your tribe or from your relative, then you will have a problem. You are actually selecting a problem. And that's why you're talking about Marial Noor or what, or this guy was suggesting somebody maybe from his own tribe. Those are the things that, you know, that kill the country. If we think in that way, we kill the country actually, and we destroy the country, and we let the country die. So one thing that can define a leader or a governor is that that governor must be wise. And it's not everybody is wise. So even if we in the right now in this video right now, if we measure our IQ, we are not going to be the same. So a leader must be wise. Secondly, a leader must have energy. Two things. Those are the two things that define a good leader. Now, let's go to our country. You know, all those governors that are going to be allocated right now, all of them, they are going to be allocated based on friendship from their from maybe those guys who are leading from Riek Machar or Salva Kiir or those parties. They are going to be selected on a friendship base. And now your question is not going to work because the public are not going to select the leaders. The public don't have a say here. Who has a say is those people who are actually who have shared the power. And that is why they are determining what state can be given and what kind of governor will go there. Those are the leaders. Like right now, my brother here, Bulele, maybe he's from Western Bargazal or maybe Western Equatoria, which is Yambio or Wow. Right now in Wow, you know, those states are given to IO, and IO don't have supporters from those states. They don't have a lot of supporters, okay? But they have the leader of IO is a friend to some few people, okay? Like for instance, maybe Bulele. So tomorrow, the leader will send his friend there based on friendship. They are not wise and maybe they don't have energy. So what we'll guess is that because they are selected on friendship, which I characterize as a part of tribalism, is that they're not going to deliver anything. And the people that need something will continue with their need.
for instance, in Petit and Jurchol in Wow. Jurchol and Petit in Wow, they have a problem with the Denka. So now this problem of Jurchol and Petit is not been fixed. But the problem of Salva Kiir and Riek Machar has already been fixed. So you see now, so if these guys are sent there, that problem of tribalism will continue. So the fight will go on. But the political formula here or political crisis is already been resolved. So that is why we are saying now you go to maybe like Upper Nile. Now the problem of Dinka, let's say the Dinka of Padang and those of Shuluk, they are competing about Malakal, and that has been a problem, tribal problem. That problem has never even been addressed. Nobody even talking about. But the crisis of political crisis of who to be given the state already has been resolved. Okay, so you see how this thing actually the selection of these governors is not going to have meaning to our people actually. So what is going to happen now, because Riek and Salva Kiir has already are going to allocate this position based on their friendship and based on trustship, loyalty of their or actually of their party, then it's going to be a big problem that whoever they are going to send is going to practice the same tribalism and corruption. So if they send that whatever governor they will send, because I know it might be their relative or their friend, two things. Either you are a relative or you are a friend, then you will be given that position. So when you go there, two things is going to happen. You will practice corruption and tribalism in your state, wherever you state you go. So the problem of tribe will go on. Tribalism, the tribe will fight, like the Murle and Nuer will continue fighting. The Denka of Warap and the Nuer of Bentiu will continue fighting. Paratit and those of Jurchol will continue fighting in Wow. And the people of Equatoria, Central Equatoria, Eastern Equatoria will continue demanding that Denka and Nuer must leave Equatoria. So you see how tribalism is going. So it's going, how this governorship is not going to help the South Sudan, because the problem is not yet resolved. So what I'm saying here, power sharing or position allocation.
Don't Lorgen.
Hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish quick. Just 1 second.
It's a different point.
1 second. One second, Abulele. So now this allocation of a position of governors is solving only political formula, and this is what our people don't understand. It does not solve the tribal problem in South Sudan or the tribal conflict. It does not solve it, because tribal conflict has a different formula. It has a different solution. Political conflict has a different formula and a different solution. Our people don't understand that. So what I'm saying now here is that this kind of governors that are going to be actually be allocated, they are not going to. It does not matter whether they have uniform or whether they have. But if tribalism is over in the country, we can actually talk about how governors can be allocated. But now we don't have a say, because already governors, they are going to be allocated. We are not electing governors. If it is an open forum, the governors and then will be elected by the people, and maybe a couple people, 5 people from each state can present their objective or their maybe their goal or what they are going to do in the country, and in that way people may talk about and may elect them. But right now, we don't have any say at all.
Can you hear?
Yes, I hear you, Abulele.
Okay. What I'm asking here now, you are from Upper Nile, okay? You are from Upper Nile.
Yes, I'm from Western Upper Nile.
A miracle from Upper Nile. All right. So what we need now here we should decide who should be the governor of your state. Full stop. There's no argument about who's gonna be President Kiir is gonna appoint. No, that is not our argument. What we need now is who to be the governor of your state. Full stop. And then you support that governor. You support them. Whether they are female or they are male, support them. That's what we need.
Yeah, but the issue here, you know, is up to you. It's not up to you.
Don.
Yes.
Hang on 1 second. Abulela, thank you. That's exactly a question. Okay, Don Largent, you know there is probability. Yes, okay, you might be right. You know, we don't have option. But this thing is
Peter,
all about lobby.
Peter.
Hold on, Michael, 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Okay. It's all about lobby. If entire South Sudanese say, yeah, Jamana, this is what we want. We want a non man in uniform. That means an active duty, an active military, or a general. And we want a female, and we want a civilian. You know, listen, our leaders listen to us. The problem is because we are divided into section of group, a section of a tribal, a section of a political group. So this is what we have, and they listen to us. So the idea is that, you know, no matter what we say, we don't have opinion, it doesn't work that way. Okay, take an example. People say, yes, we don't have opinion. But right now, what would you do if you are asked, regardless whether you don't have an option? Who do you need?
Well, this is, for me, you know, if I'm asked, simply, I have a program for South Sudan to end tribalism. So, for example, like in your Lagos state, I'm going to send a governor who may be from. Look here. No, you know, you asked my opinion, right?
Don't let me. I don't like to do that. Don't let me mute you.
No, you asked my opinion, Peter.
Give me a Dut, give me her phone and put it on her Google.
Okay, hold on for a second there. Hold on, Largin. I don't want you to respond for a minute. Just 1 second. Go ahead.
Yeah, you asked me. Is it Miracle or me?
Elena, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, brother, for inviting me. I would like to greet you all. And I would like
1 second. We have a female. Let have a female opinion. Okay.
I don't like that. I don't like that actually notion females and male. I don't like that. That's actually when we come to say female and male, this is a discrimination already. When if they want to participate, they should come as a people. Mafia is a male and female. That.
Okay. Hang on 1 second, Marco. Let her go ahead. Go ahead.
But sometimes women, they take that advantage of, because they are female, they can, that's not the right way to do it. There is another discrimination. We call it the reverse psychology.
That's okay. Hang on, Michael. Go ahead, my dear.
Anyway, I greet you all and thank you for hosting this show. I greet you with your viewers. Actually,
you're given a right as an individual.
To me, I don't see any problem talking here right now. I just came to answer our brother, who is Dol.
Another thing, hold on. Always. Let me.
Please mute yourself.
No, this is typing I'm so sorry. The pastor, you say pastor, my Jelin.
Clear now?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Here now, my brothers and sisters, is what my brother said. Dol urgent is totally wrong. It should talk that way at the moment, right now. Okay. We as a woman in South Sudan, we are not a bullet to be used. Okay. The problem. One thing to tell you. There are women who are well educated.
Another thing, Anya, they said before. Yeah, you know, that's okay, Lamar. Let me hear what they are saying. Wait. Oh, okay.
There is a noise background there.
I tried to mute people. Please, if I mute you, please don't unmute yourself until I do so.
Yeah, the reason I'm here is to answer our brother, Dol Erdin. He said one thing that about women, okay, that women should be given chance, okay, if I'm not wrong. If they've been not given chance, that means it's a tribalism. Totally, it's wrong. For you guys as a politician, you need to choose your word wisely. How to speak in the public. No women complain, okay, that is a tribalism because they have been not nominated. That is number one. Number two, I'm a part of Luo, Jurshol, okay? That is the reason why I'm here. He said it that President Kiir, they solved a problem between him and Riek Machar. And the Luo, now they are fighting with Dinkas. I have to tell you, brother, we don't need any fuel in Barghazal, okay? We are not a bullet to be used to shoot people. I myself, I'm a Jurchol, and I'm a Dinka as well, okay? And now with that hate speak, right now, you guys want to cause the problem, but we don't have problem before. You want to bring that tribalism to Barghazal. That is now Luo said that we are Luo, we are not longer Jurchol. And that is political. Okay? And he said that there is a war now between Jurchol and Dinka. I have to condemn that. We don't need any garbage to be thrown in Barghazal anymore. Okay? We don't need that kind of language. Luo and Jurchol, they marry one another. Okay? And now, that problem of tribalism, he said that he wants to end the tribalism out in South Sudan. That is totally lying. Let us speak truth. Because the Bible said, say the truth and truth will set you free. Okay? If you still talking here now that Jurchol and Dinka, they are fighting, there is a war among themselves, then we will solve it as a community of Barghazal. We don't even need government to solve it for us, if there is any war. Okay? Unless political. And that is the reason why everywhere people are fighting. They are fighting because those people like my brother Dol, when they come and said something in social media, people will come and pick it up.
Michael, it looks like you have a problem with connection. If you can't hear anything, get out and come back. Go ahead.
Okay, I condemn that. I condemn that. We don't need to hear the words like that. We were waiting for our governors to be nominated. Now, the government nominate the governors. And I believe that your topic today is about governors. It's not about females or Jurchol and Dinka or tribalism. I did not see it there in the writing. We should focus on that topic. For example, I myself, my governor is Deng Akwe. Okay? Is Deng Akwe. If we have concern about it in northern Barkazal, we will come out and say we don't want him. If we think that we need a female, then we will say that we need a female, but it's too late. It's too late. Anything that government established already, we have no right to come and change it. Unless if we have a hidden agenda. Okay? I believe you said that do you need a people who wear uniform to be your governors? Is it that true? I saw it in the writing before. Okay.
No, the question say, who would you like to have as your governor? Okay.
Oh,
and then it goes down. Continue. Is it a man on a uniform? That means is it active in the military?
Yep.
Or is he has already been a military personnel? So that's one thing. Would you want a male or a female? Because there is a difference. Okay. And it depends on how you can narrate or interpret a difference between female and a male. Because for example is most of our governors since after independence, majority of them are actually general. If we have is there a difference if we have a female? And there are a lot of explanations to do about it. So that's why we said, there is a huge difference when you say a female or a male. That's what we said there. It's not about whether we want a male or a female. It's an opinion. Okay, if we say yes, we want a female in our state. Why? Why would you want that? You have to explain it. Someone can say, I myself, I would rather prepare a woman. And why? Because we had a general. Okay, we have a male that has been a governor for a very long time. Have anything changed? Maybe yes or no. But I would rather see a female in my own state to see, are they going to fail? Are they going to do more than what the rest of the general and men there? So that's why it's a legitimate question to be asked.
Peter.
Okay, okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your clarification. Actually, for me, I'm happy with my governor. Deng Akwe in Northern Barkazal, I'm happy with it. Okay. Because he has been
first of all, we don't have a governor that have been appointed. Okay. All we know that the state has been divided by the parties. Okay. And they are going to appoint the governor. So if you are happy with the current caretaker, it's your right. You absolutely say, I would rather see Deng Akwe coming back. And this is why I want him back.
Okay, okay.
Anyway, can I comment here?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, sister here, and she spoke very well. What we are saying here now, it's a choice whether we like civilian or generals. But for me, as a person, as an Equatorian, as from Central Equatoria, I said very clearly from the beginning that I chose Huda Michael to be my governor. Full stop. Because I know what she can do in my state.
So
I might not choose Jadala.
She's a female.
Jadala. I will not choose Kalemanwani. I will not choose them. But I said I will choose Huda Michael. Because I know. She's not my tribe. No. She's Mundari. I am from Fajulu. She's not my tribe. But I chose her because I know she can do better. That's what we need in the country. not because of the tribe. That my tribe from this I have to choose this person. No, no. We need to make leadership very clearly that someone who can do a good job in the state or in the country. That's what we need. Not because of my tribe. No. So people need to understand about
Okay.
that.
Okay. Thank you, brother, for clarification as well. I just want to ask one thing, because now is our opinion, okay, to choose who we want, okay, and here in diaspora and people back home, they might choose different person, okay, and the government they might nominate different people. So what will happen? What will happen from there?
What is going to happen now?
Let me jump in here, guys. I think Peter, I'm going to just because I've been so quiet. I raised up my hand. I thought that would be a good formula, to for you to see and how to see before even my sister Magdalena go and brother Leila. I think the question here is very twisted and it's confusing. We're out of topic here. The question is not about who do you want to nominate as a governor. That's not what the question is. The question is whether Salva Kiir Mayardit nominated someone or not. Would you want that person to be a military person or a civilian person? And if a civilian person, would you want it to be a female or a male? And why? Okay? So it really doesn't matter who want to choose or who other people want to choose somewhere. Because even though we choose here, Salva Kiir is not going to choose anyway. Okay? The question is, who, if in case Salva Kiir appoint people, do you want somebody who's wearing a uniform as military? Or do you want somebody who's a civilian? That's question number one. Question number two, if that person is appointed, whether he's a civilian or a uniform person, should that be a female or a male? And if so, why? I think in the very beginning, the question and the answer were going smoothly. And because of people coming in late, it's screwed up everything, and there's argument about that one. Now, one thing that I'm going to make it very clear quickly before I go is the point that Madam Madalena said. And that's the reason I looked at my head before, because I want to challenge Lagjur. The topic is nothing to do with tribalism. We did not talk about tribalism. We did not even talk about constitution. We didn't even talk about, because those are different things. We are talking about who do you want to see as a new governor, whether somebody who is in uniform or somebody who is not in uniform, whether it's a female or a female. Why and why not? What do you want to see that person to do within 100 days in his or her office? Simple. So my thing to condemn is people who have brought in ideas of tribalism and ideas of clan against clan. I am from Northern Barakazal. And Northern Barakazal is very diverse state. We never have, and we will never have, problem whether being Jucho or being Dingo or being whatever. Never. So if somebody comes to social media with that ideology, okay, and wrong information, and put it on social media, please, Peter, stop that person right away and bring them back to the topic. And I believe that Lagjur went out of the topic completely, and you let him consume maybe even 10 or 15 minutes talking. We don't need to do this. We need to stop that. Thank you, madam. Otherwise, what I need from my state right now, and my state is very peaceful. If Salva Kiir Mayardit appointed a female, that is fine. Okay, I have no problem with that. Okay, what do I want her to do in the office? 3 things. Number 1, we have a coronavirus, COVID-19. Okay, he or she wants to educate people, and how can we solve the problem? Number 2, promote unity and peace. Number 3, hunger is not coming up. Okay, there's a prediction of hunger now, especially in my state. These are the three things that I want the upcoming governor, to work on those things. Otherwise, the list that came out today was a fake list. It was not a true. Nobody appointed yet. Lastly, we are even worried about the location of the state as well. because the location of state was done by Riek Machar and Salva Kiir Mayardit. Other parties rejected it. So you might not know whether you are ended up with IO or not. You know, things change in South Sudan. You do it today and tomorrow they change. So really, let's just focus on topic. I'm sorry to jam in. Otherwise, I really appreciate my sister, sister or madam. We have the same age, sister. If you are above me, you know, Madam Medina. Yes, indeed. We don't need to preach tribalism, you know, in our social media right here when we have a topic. So let it be another topic next time. But for now, please, let's focus on topic. The topic is, who do you want to be your governor? Would that be a military person or a civilian person? Would that be a male or a female? And why? Thank you.
For me, I said it very clearly. I said it very clearly from the beginning.
Please.
Very clearly from the beginning, I said my governor should be a female.
Abulela, if I have to ask you, why would you choose her? Why would you want her? What are her qualities? The reason I'm asking all these questions, people always say, oh, 1 second. People always say, oh, you know what? This is a democracy, and this is a head up to a coming next election. That way, people know exactly what do they want from their people. You just don't say because I want it because I want X. These are the quality of Mr. Z and Y, and these are you know.
Okay.
So yeah, go ahead. So I want to make sure I narrow people onto that channel.
Okay. I will answer you. I'll answer very clearly.
Marco, you come in just a second. Go ahead.
I will answer you very clearly. Number one, she's not from my tribe. I want to beat the tribalism.
Good.
She's not from my tribe. She's Mundari. That's one. Number two.
She's my neighbor then.
Yeah. Number two, she's also a female. And female should be given a chance to lead the country. That's number two. Number three, she got the credibility. She got the credibility to be a leader. Doesn't involve in corruption. Doesn't involve in anything to do with the killing. Doesn't involve with that. That's number three. You know? So those are the things that we look for a leader. Not because I have to be supporting someone, my brother from my tribe, to support him or her to be a leader. No. I have to support someone who can do better for the community. And Huda, she really did well when she was a commissioner in Lanya. She did very well. She made a law in order in Lanya by then. That was in 2012. She made a law and order in that place. So as a result, this is the person that I can see can lead my state. That's why I'm saying it. Not because she's from my tribe, no. Not because I met her, no. I haven't seen her even. I haven't seen her. But through communication, through what she's doing, I can say that this is the person that I can support. This is the reason. This is the reason, Peter.
Okay. Thank you, brother. I will let people go in order that they came in. And if you want to add more, I will bring you back. So I have a new people that joined the show. Yes. With that being said, that's how I want people to explain themselves. If we know the quality of the leaders we want, there is no reason. If today, let's say people of Lagos State, all of them knows who they need, it's President Kid just doesn't, or Riek Machar, they are not going to wake up in the morning and say, I think it would be Abraham Ali that I want to be governor this time. It's a voice that is coming from that community. And if those of community know the quality of the leader they want, this is what they do. All these people that have been recycled, it's all about lobby. Most of us and our relatives, they go there and they say, you gotta bring back Mr. Yak. Mr. Yak is the best person. So let's make sure when we say what we want, we know the quality of the leader we want. With that being said, brother Abulela, I'm going to put you on lobby, so I will bring a new person up.
Okay.
Michael left. Okay.
By the way, I'm leaving, Peter. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm leaving. So thank you very much for the show, and I look forward to coming to the show again.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Dave. Also, go ahead, brother. Let me unmute you just for a second, and go ahead.
Hey, brother Peter, أنا بسلم عليك سلام عليكم وسلام للناس اللي قاعدين في show. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Thank you for adding me on Lagos State Media Show. This is first time on your show, so I thank you for that, and I thank you for those who have spoken before me and those who are listening. And I think you have posted a very relevant question, but in the same time, the same question can be asked, even if we say our opinion whether we want a governor or military uniform or civilian or female or male. Does it really matter? Will it ever change the current appointment that has been made by decision maker in Juba? I don't think so. Maybe very little of what we are saying here may be considered into the account, but otherwise it would just be, they can listen to it. But to come back to the point that you have raised, whether نحن دايرين الحاكم لابس اليونيفورم والحاكم مواطن. The fundamental interests of the people of South Sudan would be in other way around. Our people would expect a governor that would be capable to deliver the basic services to the people of South Sudan. I think that the interest of our citizens, not in a political way of assigning or appointing governor, because remember, all these assignments may be based on political affiliation and also the political interest, party interest based, but not in the interest of our people. That should be very clear to every mind of South Sudanese who really understand the level of politics in South Sudan. But I think we have forgotten our people. That should be the priority. Any governor appointed by either opposition or Akuma, the first thing we need to know, and the people of South Sudan need to know, does this individual have the capacity to deliver? And will they deliver? Not just to appease the party that they belong, or political leader who have appointed them. And I think that is really the key interest here of all the citizens of South Sudan. Do they have the capacity? Will they deliver? That is the fundamental interest of our people. But with regard of all these appointments that has been made now, like I said, whatever we said here may not make any change significantly on decision that has been made by by leaders in Juba. Now, other part of your question was, and to me, really, personally, it is not a big concern to me whether individual is the military uniform or civilian. What is matter to me personally is, does that person have the capacity to do the job and deliver to the people where he is appointed as the governor in their state? That is really my concern. Now, without knowing, I would be very hesitant to say whether do I like those governors that has been appointed. Of course, no, I don't know their background, and I don't know whether they will deliver to the people of their state. The other part, whether Nena Derin Alakim Mara or Rajil. Ya Jama, Taban Peter and rest of my brother and my sister, you know, we have to change with the world, with the changing world. The notion Bano Mara Sakada, Mabi Shakal Fizamanasa. Germany now is governed by a woman. Liberia was governed by a woman. You know, so our sister, our mother, our wife, there are many of them, the same like many of us who are male, who have a talent, who have the capacity to deliver and also contribute to the nation build in South Sudan. But we wouldn't know that until we give them a chance and opportunity. Because people, what really different between the person who tried and the person under the garage is the other person who tried had a chance. The person under the garage did not get a chance. That does not mean that person cannot do the job. It only did not get a chance. The other one get a chance, the other one didn't get a chance. So why don't we give a chance to our sisters who have the ability to contribute to the nation of South Sudan? So that's really what matters. It doesn't matter. As we speak, 21st century, we can no longer lock our women. No, that has to change. And gather, the same thing with madrasa. You know, we have to educate our daughter, our sister, it can contribute the same to their peer or male. You know? So that part really does not, is no longer a time now to say, choice here is the ability. Choice here is what is required for the person to be assigned as the governor. That's what really matters here in the heart of all the South Sudanese. Now, the expectation from our people, about the service. Yes, the service is only what our people expect in any governor that are assigned in all 10 states. You know, remember Peter and the rest of my brother, 15 years now, our country, interim period, 2005, and then 2000, that's 15 years. So North Bitana has not tested the benefit of the independence because our country has been subject and war. So I hope, even if I don't know some of these governors, it does not matter whether the female, it does not matter whether uniform. What matters to me, will they deliver? You know, do they have the capacity? Will they deliver to our people who have been affected, who have been yearning for the service delivering and so long? But I hope this time those individual 10 governors will deliver the services and not to just appease the party, be there for the party and not for the people. So from here, my brother, I think I will stop here unless you have any question. Other than that, I would leave chance to others to pitch in. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Otto. And absolutely, it's all about ability. Can they deliver? And that's what I want people to do. If they said, yes, we want Mr. X and Z, and because of this Y and Z, yes, this is so, they will deliver it. And people need to know here what we are trying to create here. is to have a conducive environment where you can have your opinion heard out. And when things settle down to the point we said, yes, it is the people that will have a choice to elect their own official, whether from Burma to county to state. This is what people do. You find out exactly who do you want to be your leader. What quality do they have? Can they deliver? Or won't they? So we are trying to create a conducive environment, and people has to know as well. It's not that the fact that we discuss these issues here, they will automatically change a thing. No, absolutely, they might not change a thing. Probably our leaders will listen and just give us a deaf ears, and that's okay. But as we progress, what do? This is how we learn who actually we want to lead, who want to lead us, and also uh, build our society. With that being said, Michael, you have raised your hand a couple of times. Go ahead, Michael, and mute yourself. Michael, go ahead.
Hey, you say smart thing. Say smart. You talk smart. I like that.
Michael, go ahead. You raised your hand a couple times. Can anybody hear Michael? Please let me know. I can hear.
We can hear you, Peter. Peter, let me interrupt here.
Just hang on a second. Let me actually give Gabriel Equano a chance. We haven't spoken at all. Gabriel, go ahead. So, where are you from?
Can you hear me?
And why?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
First of all, Brother Peter, I would like to thank you and the Lake State Media for this wonderful show. The question is so obvious, but this is what I have to say. It's an opinion, and somebody shouldn't go hard on me, okay? This is just my opinion.
Absolutely,
I think the appointment of government, the governors, is based on the partners in peace. It's not that much we can do as people of South Sudan. The governors of 10 states has been there for almost 15 years. And there was some ladies in the Waraf. We have Nyandeng, who is the governor of the state. She did a wonderful job. Okay. And right now it is up to two people, the two principals, to make the final decision. And they have made some progress. That as people of South Sudan, we will be happy to welcome this wonderful thing they have did, because we are sitting at the time where we have COVID-19 and we don't have governors. And this is not good. But today, at least, they have shown the courage to people of South Sudan that they care about us. When it comes to governors of 10 states, I think the one that IO was given is Upper Nile State, if I'm wrong, and the Western Bargazal and Western Equatoria. So what will happen?
Gabriel, hold on 1 second.
Yes.
Let's talk particularly about your own state. What if you would have had a chance and to advise Machar to pick your governor? Who would you want him to be, and why?
Well, our states is one of the complicated states, like Lake State. Upper Nile State have a lot of problems. First, we are very diverse. We have many tribes. We have Nuer, Dinka, Maban, Koma, and Chulo. And all of us, we have problems. Okay? To me, as an IO supporter, I will prefer General Woloin to take the governorship. Because this is the party is the one brings you, nothing else. You people of Southern Sudan wait for us an interim period or a transitional period, then you will be allowed to elect your governors. But right now, It is a partner in crime. They are the one who to decide. Okay, even if you talk here, it will work. Salva Kiir will go and bring whoever he likes, and Dr. Machar will go and bring whoever resonated with his political views. So the people of Southern Sudan, I'm sorry, it's not going to change anything. Even if you talk here, it's only two people can decide. The two partner in crime, they're the one who can select whoever they want. I'm sorry, we don't have the leverage to change things. But I'm just my sympathy to people. I think whatever you say here will not change anything. Dr. Machar will go to Upper Nile State, and I prefer, like your question, I prefer my state to be given to Uloing. That is my stand. And if not, the IO will bring somebody from my tribe, because we the small tribe, we are suffering. We are being dominated for quite some time, and we don't complain. But I am not in that position. I don't prefer my own tribe to be a governor, but rather I choose Uloing so that relatively we will have a peace in Upper Nile State. And if you don't choose him, something is not going to be good. But right now, Uloing is the governor, according to me. Yes.
Okay, I understand your point, and that's what I want to, and that's what people want to hear. You don't have to be right or true or false. Absolutely, I can understand that. As to make sure the political party is stick together, you have to appoint Wolin to make sure Chulug are also part of the party, and that's
Yes.
okay. And that's absolutely right. There is nothing wrong with that. Since it is all about appointment, no representation, well, that could be considered a little bit of presentation. Okay.
Well, it's not, Peter. I'm sorry to cut you off. It's not. It is a political appellation. Whoever stands with Kir will bring him. Like, for example, in Lake State is one of the complicated states. You have people, and you also have clans, the major clan in Dinka tribe dominating you there in Lake State. And domination is not good, Peter. It's not good. Whether you are from Ural, whether you are from Rumbek, whether you are from Choibet, you have the right to lead the state.
Yes. 1 second. Go ahead. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Gabriel. I understand. I think I was just trying to make it a little bit spicy here, making fun of you, but that's okay. Michael, okay. Go ahead.
Let me tell you this, Peter, to be honest with you. Leg State, I love it. Your Leg State is SPLM hometown. But when I talk like a GM, to be honest. When I come here, I talk like a Dinka. I don't talk like I don't represent. I'm not an IO. I'm not a.
What is he saying? What is he saying? I missed the speaker. What is he saying?
He's still speaking.
No, I just want to hear him. I heard he said he come here as a Jing. That's what he's saying.
May you mute him? Like I listen to him. Can you mute him, Peter? Please.
Okay, hang on, dear Kwano. That's fine.
No, I just want to hear his word. That's all I was asking.
Why is he very sensitive when I talk like a GM?
No, I'm not sensitive.
Yeah, Peter.
Like
go ahead.
Peter.
No,
Peter, that's what we're saying from the beginning. That's what we said from the beginning. Miracle, he make an statement, and then the statement is not right.
Because I don't give a fuck who is the tribe and who is this. I'm talking like a GM.
And you're making a statement very wrong. Very wrong statement.
Marco.
Very wrong statement, Marco.
Can I talk, please?
Marco.
Can I talk like a GM?
Marco.
Can I talk like a GM? Can I talk like a GM, please?
Marco.
I listen to all of you. You talk like a Victorian, I'll give you a chance. I listen to you. You talk whatever tribe you are, whatever IO you are, whatever.
You're making us angry all the time. You're making us angry all the time. We are trying to make peace. We are trying to make unity, and we are trying to make things go right. But all the time, you make wrong statement.
Can you mute him?
Marco.
Can you mute him, Peter?
No,
Can you mute me? Can I talk?
No,
May I
Marco,
talk?
I have to talk to
May
you.
I talk?
I can't mute anybody right now.
May
Can
I
I
talk?
1 second? Marco.
Jesus
Yes.
Christ.
Marco.
Yes.
Marco.
Yes.
You just drop an F word and that's not good. Let's have some respect.
Oh, everything is good. Are you in America?
Well,
Mute them. Let me speak. Let me speak my
hold on,
mind
Marco.
as I spoke of their mind. Because what I
Oh,
see here, everybody is against Dinka here.
no, Marco, there is nothing Dinga here.
Everybody is against
Nothing
Dinka here.
about Dinka here. Nothing
No,
about Dinka
everybody is
here.
against Dinka, including you as a
Nothing
media.
about Dinka here.
Like it says, if you are a rebel media, let me know that you are a rebel media, and I don't have to come to you.
Yes.
If Lagos State for the
Nothing
rebel
about Dinka
media,
here.
rebel
No,
that is not SPLM. If
absolutely,
Lagos State is a rebel media, let me know.
Yeah, miracle.
When I talk, I listen. When I come and talk, everybody interrupting you, and you are not muting them. This is not the first time.
no, hold on, Marco. Hold on 1 second.
Thank you. Now give me a chance.
Hold
I give you a
on.
chance now.
This is
Nothing about Dinka here, my miracle.
hold on, Marco.
There's
Nothing
something
about Dinka here.
here. There is something
Nothing
about
about
Dinka here.
Dinka
I
here.
can see it. There is
What we are
something
talking about
Dinka.
here,
There is something
we are
about
talking about the
rebellion. There is
appointment.
something against South Sudan.
Abulela,
of
hang on a second. Abulela, hang on a second. You guys, give me a second. Let me talk to Michael. Hang
I
on.
am a Dinka. When I talk here, I talk like a
Jesus
Dinka. I don't
Christ.
talk like a IO. I don't talk like a IG. I talk like a Dinka man who is also suffering from all this bullshit. People want to politicize it, and Dinka are dying in South Sudan. I speak like a Dinka man.
So
May I give a chance?
Marco, I'm
Go
going
ahead.
to give you a chance 1 second. What
Look,
I
if Lagos State want to bring rebels and Lagos State want to play double standard, I will be against rebel. I will be against Lagos State media. That is because I'm a Dinka. I'm suffering as a Dinka. All these bullshit people, they come here and bullshit, and you give them a chance. When I talk like a Dinka man, you don't want to give me a chance. If you're a rebel, tell me you're a rebel, yeah, Peter.
Hold on, Marco.
Go ahead.
I just want to let you know, panel rebel. The only time Aliab Chikeru level is start, and that's what caused the Junub Sudan. That was 19. Okay, hold on. Hold on 1 second. The first time Aliab Chikeru rebel, that was 1919. Okay, I'm sorry. To be honest,
Don't use Lagos State as a media.
Listen, Marco, you come and drop the bomb. Okay, that's
because I've been patient. I've been patient too much. I have all my notes and constitution. Nobody won't listen to me.
Marco,
you give the people
everybody is watching this show. You came in, I give you a chance. You did not have audio. So I said, Marco, go and come back. You come back. When you leave and the person is talking, I don't think even in your own show, you can say, X, keep quiet because Mr. Z came. You wait when they are done, you talk. So why are you so mad? What's the problem?
I did not know you know. I did not know. I just know today. You know, I did not know that.
Absolutely, and I cannot deny that. I don't have to hide.
Don't use Lagos State as a media. Because Abulela, when he was talking, it was all talking about out of the topic. I know the topic. I know your topic. Your topic is not about who, it's not about the name, the governor. Who is your governor going to be? It's about the gender. There's a difference between names. في حاجة اسمها الاسم والgender jinx. He did not mention the name. He was actually appointing the names of people. He gave him a chance. And you are here all the time in the media of Lagos State media. You tarnish the name of Dinka. And you bring people who are rebels to come and tarnish the name of Dinka. South Sudan was fought by the Dinka people. If you speak
the question is very clear. Very clear.
Concord,
very clear.
You
very clear.
About the topic.
Marco, you told me I'm a rebel.
But you give
The question
people who
is,
are actually trying to
who
destroy
is
the
your
name of the
governor?
Dinka.
That's the
You
question.
give them the chance to
Not
talk
Dinka.
rubbish about
Marco,
Dinka. We the
Marco,
Dinka, we fought for
Choose
this
the
country.
governor, but
If
Marco,
there were rebels against the Dinka,
you're from
and they
Upper
went
Nile.
behind to step
Choose the governor.
from the back,
Full
let
stop.
it be.
Marco,
Choose the governor.
at
My
this
father
point,
was killed because he was a Dinka.
Marco,
He was
listen.
not killed by Arab. My father was not killed by Arab. Was killed by the South Sudanese people.
Marco, you have a
Go
choice.
ahead.
Marco, you have a choice. If you want to continue to make your point, go ahead and make your point. But you just did a big mistake.
Thank
if you
you.
don't want to
Then
make your
give me a
point,
chance. Don't give the rebels, don't give the people who are against the Dinka.
the topic is not about the rebel or Dinka tonight.
Not about Dinka here. The topic about not about Dinka here. We're not talking about Dinka here.
Marco,
the whole world know that South Sudan was liberated by the Dinka.
There is no
South
rebel
Sudan was
or
liberated
Dinka
by the
tonight.
Dinka people. Whether
Jesus
you like it or don't like it, South Sudan was liberated by the Dinka people. With the Dinka, we pay the price for South Sudan. You cannot bring the people who want to tarnish the name of the Dinka and they want to
Marco,
and you don't want to give us a chance.
Marco,
Don't use the name of Lagos State.
Marco,
Don't use the name of Lagos State for your own simple agenda.
Marco, I'm getting tired of this. I'm getting tired of this nonsense. If you want to excuse yourself, it's up to you.
I'm tired too. I'm tired too because I've been waiting for. I have the constitution. I have everything here, evidence. You don't give me a chance, but you give people like Abodela here.
I want you to go and watch the show.
Topic.
No, Marco, I want you to go and watch the show.
No.
Listen.
Can you give me a chance now? Can we go back? Can we go back?
Marco, I can Kojarutek, okay? Kojarutek.
Wait.
No,
you have against something against Salva Mayadi. If you have against something against Salva Mayadi is the president of South Sudan. He liberated South Sudan. He liberated South Sudan is not because he was a Dinka. He liberated South Sudan because he was in the movement.
Marco, if I tell you today, Yin Chori right now, and I call to Juba Makta Makir, I'm sure my telephone will be picked up really in a minute before yours get picked up.
Like
I'm sorry.
Give me a chance.
So accuse yourself.
Let's go back to topic. Can we go back to topic?
No. In a chadon, Marco. In a chadon, quite.
Don't worry about you. You worry about your topic. Don't worry about you.
No. Because
let's go back to topic.
That's not the way.
Let us go back to topic. Lanin quite one egg bay. Quite one bay. I want young right go. Rebel when I want young right go. Monjang when we buy highway. I can bet because when they talking tarnish about Dinka and you want to give them a chance when Miyako want to come and talk based on
Miyako. And I don't know. Miyako Itala Monzato. I don't know what kind of education he got. I don't know what kind of.
He decided to live on his own term. Okay.
It's really sad. We're trying to find a solution here. Yala, there is Kanta Denka Hina. Did we speak about Denka here now? No. We didn't speak about Denka. We're speaking about how the governors to perform.
Okay. Guys.
We didn't speak about Denka here.
I am sorry tonight. Excuse me, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. We will continue with this event next time. It was wonderful to have you guys as on
Peter,
this.
Please,
we always say it's all about opinion. There are no truth and false.
Peter, I want to say something. I'm sorry for you. I know we didn't talk about anything tribe, but we were opinion. We just opinion. What I say might not be right, and what you say might not be right. Who is us? It is only two people, like I made it clear. It's only Salva Kiir and Dr. Machar who can decide the fate of South Sudan. This brother, I don't know, he has a Dinka thing, but I feel sorry for him, man. I feel sorry.
Kwano, I'm sorry, guys. I'll end the show from here, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a wonderful evening, guys. See you guys.
Okay. Bye, Peter. Bye.
Thank you.